Here's your wrestling news for October 31st, 2022. And we're kicking off this Halloween edition of Slat Rock Wrestling with Keiji Muto, better known as the Great Muta, who will retire from wrestling after a legendary career after close to 40 years in wrestling. Right now, Muta is on his retirement tour and will team with AEW Sting next year, but that's not the only big star who will be around. The Pro Wrestling Noah promotion has confirmed that WWE's very own Shinsuke Nakamura will be stepping through the Forbidden Door and that he will face Muta at their Noah the New Year event on January 1st. While Nakamura has competed for Noah in the past, he has only had a handful of matches for the promotion, with his most recent being in October 2013. It's a huge deal that Noah has been able to get Nakamura for their January 1st show, especially as WWE's previous regime notoriously didn't play well with others. Between Nakamura's Noah appearance and the OC rumored to make appearances for New Japan, this is certainly a new era for WWE, and the King of Strong Style will soon be taking a big step through the Forbidden Door. Nakamura vs. Muta is nothing short of a dream match that fans will be eager to see on January 1st, but it's not just the audience who are excited. Reacting to a video of the announcement on Twitter, fellow WWE superstar Kevin Owens said he got goosebumps 37 seconds into the video, which is precisely when Nakamura's WWE theme played. Muta and Nakamura have shared the ring several times before, including a match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, but this will be the last time they face off. Allowing a WWE superstar to appear outside the company is incredibly rare, which makes Nakamura's upcoming appearance even more special, and perhaps this will lead to more crossover between WWE and other companies. Speaking of the Forbidden Door, there's been a lot of talk about Carl Anderson recently, who returned to WWE this month as New Japan's never openweight champion and with a title match booked for Battle Autumn. Anderson has since made it clear that he does not plan on wrestling at the show on November 5th and will instead be at Crown Jewel, and we now have an update. New Japan previously said that if Anderson does not appear at Battle Autumn, he will be stripped of the never openweight title, and it looks like that's exactly what'll happen. In a statement on their website, New Japan confirmed that the Raw superstar will not be at Battle Autumn, and they have been left with no choice but to cancel the title match. Instead, Anderson's original opponent Hikuleo will face Yujiro Takahashi, but the statement does not mention what will become of the never openweight title. It's been reported that despite the conflict fans are seeing, that WWE and New Japan have a good relationship, and all of these issues have been discussed behind the scenes. Anderson is out of Battle Autumn, but there is still hope that he and Luke Gallows will make New Japan appearances ahead of January's Wrestle Kingdom as WWE continues to peer through the Forbidden Door. Earlier this month, Ace Steel was fired from AEW for his role in the backstage fight that broke out after All Out. Steel, who was a producer for AEW and known to many fans as the trainer of CM Punk, was reported to have bit Kenny Omega during the fight, and after being the topic of discussion, Steel has had some comments of his own. On Instagram, Steel seemingly alluded to what has happened over the past few weeks, saying, "The moment you put a stop to people taking advantage of you and disrespecting you is when they define you as difficult, selfish, or crazy. Manipulators hate boundaries." This isn't the first time Steel has commented on the matter, as last week he shared a post about false accusations, but did not directly mention AEW or what he believes to be untrue. Clearly, Steel believes that there have been manipulators in AEW who have had a hand in his departure from the company, but whatever the case may be, don't expect him to ever be rehired by Tony Khan. More from AEW as CM Punk's time with the company is seemingly about to end, thanks to his actions at the All Out post-show and what happened behind the scenes. Punk's explosive comments led to a fight backstage, resulting in the former world champion being suspended, but this matter goes back far earlier than All Out, according to Jim Cornette. Speaking on his own Experience podcast, Cornette said that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who he called the Hardly Boys and Twinkle Toes, never wanted Punk at AEW, saying they were jealous of Punk for moving the needle in a way they never could. Cornette stopped short of saying the Elite orchestrated a plan to get Punk out of AEW, but did say that they needed Punk out, and that he was exposing the whole myth of the Elite being successful. From recent reports, all sides regret what took place after All Out, and think it's wrong that one of their biggest annual shows has been overshadowed, but as far as Cornette thinks, the Elite have gotten exactly what they wanted. One name AEW and Tony Khan can rely on is Jon Moxley, who has become arguably the top star in the company thanks to his multiple world title reigns. During a recent episode of AEW programming, Jim Ross praised Moxley, saying he was Austin-esque in the ring, a line that did not go down well with fans. On Grilling JR, Ross said how many fans found the line offensive and thought he was trying to claim that Moxley is better than Stone Cold, something Jim was not trying to do. Reflecting on the line, Ross said that he would have added a caveat, saying that Moxley's attack at the time was Austin-esque rather than compare the wrestler directly to the WWE Hall of Famer. JR added that the line was meant to be nothing but complimentary, though went on to say nobody will ever be as popular as the Texas Rattlesnake at the height of his fame. In April 2020, after a doomed run on the main roster, EC3 was released from WWE and shared cryptic videos about controlling his narrative not long after. Mere months after his release, WWE would introduce two new ideas, the Raw Underground segments, as well as the Masked Gang fans would later know as Retribution. Speaking on the Wrestling Outlaw, EC3 discussed how quickly Raw Underground and Retribution were used after his videos and believes the timing is hardly coincidental. The two things, Retribution and Raw Underground, they stole from Control Your Narrative in my little video. Like, pull back in time and watch my original Control Your Narrative, my original little narrative, and watch Raw Underground and watch Retribution. A bunch of guys in hoods walking around real tough causing mayhem? Where did I see that before? Oh yeah, Control Your Narrative on YouTube. While EC3 may believe that WWE stole his ideas, we wouldn't exactly be demanding credit if we were in his shoes, as Retribution and Raw Underground proved to be two of WWE's biggest flops in recent years. Like Retribution and Raw Underground, CYN has been ridiculed by fans and is currently on a hiatus, and only time will tell if the show ever returns, and if EC3 ever gets the credit he believes he's owed. If you've listened to Eric Bischoff for long enough, you'll know that he's not exactly a fan of AEW and has never shied away from giving criticism to Tony Khan. Despite appearing in the past for AEW, Bischoff and Khan regularly take aim at each other, and recently, Khan called Bischoff a hypocrite for saying that AEW doesn't give reasons to have matches. Khan fired back, saying that Bischoff did the same thing in WCW, and on his 83 Weeks podcast, Eazy-E said that he acknowledges that there were matches in the defunct promotion that didn't have much story. The difference, according to Bischoff at least, is that in AEW, there is no attempt to give backstory to new characters, meaning fans don't care when a wrestler is brought in unless it's a big name from WWE. Bischoff added that a lack of story isn't just for matches featuring new talent, but added that some of the top matches in AEW have little to no build, and insisted that he did not mean that every match needs to have a rich backstory in his initial comments. The WWE Hall of Famer ended saying that he's not making fun or belittling anybody, though we doubt Tony Khan will see it this way, and expect these two to continue being at odds for a long time to come. Now, thanks to social media, wrestling fans are able to directly comment about those people they see in the ring, but that often does not go well. One name who often stirs up controversy with some of his unsavory comments is the JD from NY account, who this week had a run-in with the AEW women's locker room. When learning that Marina Shafir will challenge AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill, JD responded saying, "Please, for the love of God, no," which got a response from Cargill. Calling him a mark, JD reacted with a lengthy rant, saying that Cargill had lowered herself, and immediately said that he speaks highly of Cargill despite his previous statement. JD reiterated with his belief that Shafir sucks, which got a response from Cargill, who warned him, "Don't f*** with my coworkers." This got yet another response, saying that saying whatever he wants got him to living my best life, which got a response from Britt Baker, who called out JD for sharing one-sided and false information in the past. Rebel then added her own 2 cents, saying this isn't about a singular post, but that JD has a history of posting false accusations, insults, defamation, and libel. JD, the self-professed support of AEW's women, ended with telling them to kiss my ass, but what do you make of all this? Let us know in the comments. Back to WWE, and in 2022, Sami Zayn has been one of the highlights of the company, thanks to his work as part of the Bloodline. Zayn, now the honorary Uso, appears regularly on WWE TV alongside the likes of Solo Sikoa, the Usos, Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns, and paid tribute to Reigns this past weekend in his own way. Appearing at a WWE live event in Glasgow, Scotland, Zayn teamed with Jimmy and Jay to face Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Braun Strowman, and at one point hit the Superman punch on the Monster Among Men. Unfortunately for Zayn, the move didn't give his team the win, and after a running power slam by Braun onto Zayn, it was the Faces who emerged victorious. Zayn may not have won in Glasgow, but he once again showed his loyalty to the Bloodline, so expect to see him with the group in the weeks and months to come. And we're ending today with Dominik Mysterio, who has become one of WWE's most loathed heels working right now, ever since turning on his father Ray at Clash at the Castle. Ray's refusal to fight his son has seen the Masked Legend move to SmackDown, but Dominik isn't ready to move on from this feud. On Instagram, WWE's official account shared a video of the Judgment Day at a live event, and Dominik can be seen snatching a kid's Ray mask and trying to rip it before throwing it to the ground. It's been reported that the feud between Dominik and Ray isn't over, but instead the move to SmackDown is just to put the storyline on hold before they face off at next year's WrestleMania. As for Dominik, he, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest will team up to face the OC at WWE Crown Jewel, but the young superstar hasn't forgotten about his feud with his father.
Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.